everyone, this is Kanako Yamao, running the legal service office. I'm specialized in supporting non-Japanese to get a Japanese citizenship. Today, I'm very honored to be invited to Robert-san's home. Thank you very much for taking your time today.
Thank you for coming.
He's my client and applied for the Japanese citizenship to the Legal Affairs bureaus last year. And surprisingly, he got a permission of Japanese citizenship only for 7 months. Today, I have 5 questions about naturalization. So you don't need to pay lip service. Be honest.
Yes.
Got it?
Okay.
So let's get started. The first question is, what made you think of getting Japanese citizenship?
I think I would divide the question in 2 parts. Why I decided to get Japanese citizenship in the first place, and then why I decided to do it last year. And why I decided to get citizenship was because I really wanted to secure the same rights as all the Japanese people around me. I had permanent residency for a number of years, but I still felt that from a legal standpoint I was still a guest, kind of an authorized guest.
I see.
So, as you said, I've been here living in Japan 30 years, and looking to the future, I felt I really wanted to secure my rights, and that would help me to plan. And also, my family, on my mother's side, my grandparents were born and raised in Scotland. And they moved to North America when they were in their mid-20s, about the same age I was when I came to Japan. So in my own family, we have a good example of immigration and naturalization. So it really wasn't kind of an exotic idea.
So you don't have any hesitation to get a Japanese citizenship?
I thought about it for a very long time, and very carefully, cautiously thought about it. But when I finally made the decision, I didn't have any hesitation. I've been living in Japan for so long. All of my professional network and experiences in Japan, and all my personal friends and networks is here. So the idea of going back to America suddenly doesn't appeal to me. It'd be kind of like going to a new country. I've been away so long. So I'm comfortable living here. I want to stay here for the future. So I really wanted to secure all of my rights.
I see. Thank you.
So the second part of the question, why I decided last year finally to apply, it really was COVID. When I suddenly saw the news about permanent residency holders who were outside of Japan or left Japan, suddenly couldn't come back in, I realized my situation wasn't as secure as I thought it was. You know, the basic right of a citizenship is the right of abode, to enter and leave the country and live there. And with permanent residency, I knew I couldn't vote. But I thought my right of abode had been secured, but I realized it wasn't. So that was a really big trigger for me. I've been thinking about it a long time, but that was really the trigger to really start thinking about a citizen.
I see. Thank you. The next question is, before moving forward with applying for Japanese citizenship, what did you do? Like searching website or procedures, law, and about 行政書士 on the web?
Yeah. Well, I've been thinking about it for a number of years. So first off, on the internet, I would search for information or personal stories of people who had applied. What I found was really overwhelming. It seemed like it would take 2 or 3 years to do.
Really?
And the amount, the list of documents I had to submit and translate, and then some of the personal stories I read, people tried on their own, and it take years or be rejected, and so I was really cautious. So I used the internet to look for it. And then I also followed some podcasts for some legal experts on U.S. expats issues to try and learn about the pros and cons of losing my citizenship.
Yeah, sure.
Because I knew that was one of the requirements of Japanese citizenship. I also looked for Gyosei Shoshi websites, but it's kind of hard to judge who's who and what.
Sure.
And then I think right before I started last year, I also contacted a tax expert in Canada who helps many Canadian Americans who decide to give up their American citizenship. Because after I give up my U.S. citizenship, I also have to do a 5 years tax compliance certification.
Right.
So I wanted to know those procedures and what that involved before I made the final decision to go ahead. I searched a lot of things over a long time.
Yeah. So you took a long time for preparing for. I see. The next question is, why did you choose my office?
I searched for different Gyosei Shoshi websites, but it's really hard to choose someone just based on the layout of the website. It's exactly as you did. Just by coincidence, I think I started looking again probably May last year. And in 2019, I had looked at several websites and had bookmarked them, but didn't go forward. So last year, when I started again, I looked at those websites and I found Corazon. And then I discovered that you had videos, a large library of YouTube videos. So it was really good timing. So the videos were very helpful. So because it helped me see who I was might deal with, give an impression of them. I had searched on the websites for a long time, and procedures were very complicated. So I watched how you would explain the different immigration procedures and documents, and so I got a feel about how well I would understand when you explained to me. So I think videos were one of the big.
Wow. Thank you.
And then after I chose to use you and I went along the process, I would actually go back often to check the videos. When it would take, I had to wait for a few months for my interview and remind myself the process, how long it takes. And then before my interview, I looked at your video on interviews so I could prepare.
Thank you.
So,
It
yes.
was helpful?
Yes, very helpful. The interview actually went very well to reduce anxiety before watching the videos. It was very helpful.
So the next question is, what would you assess my performance?
I'm extremely happy.
Really? Thank you so much.
As you said in the beginning, between the time my application was accepted, approval came down, was only 7 months, almost exactly 7 months. And then before that, the preparation period was very short. I really imagined it was going to take a long time. But most of the preparation seemed to be finished about 1 month or so after I started. The longest, then I had to wait another month for my appointment. So the preparation period went very fast. And then on the day of my initial interview application, they accepted it right there with no modifications.
Right.
So everything was obviously completed thoroughly and
Glad to
professionally.
hear.
And also on that day, you also came to the bureau. And during the review of my documents, I had to be in there by myself. But then afterwards, you joined us. And so caseworker also got to meet you and got an impression of you. So I think that helped them when they reviewed the documents. They know who prepared them. So I think that probably helped. During the 7 months, every once in a while, I might get an extra call from the Legal Affairs Bureau. And if I had a question, I could contact you very quickly and you replied. So that was also nice to have support in the middle. I'm extremely happy. Everything went so quickly.
Wow.
Much more than I imagined.
Wonderful.
So, I'm so glad that I used an expert, and then I'm glad I chose Corazon Office.
Thank you so much.
I also assumed in the beginning that I would have to come to the office many times and provide documents, but we did everything online. And then the first time we met was the day I submitted the application. Anyone in Japan can become a customer of Horizon Legal Office. So that was really surprising.
Thank you. That's a big compliment.
Based on outcomes.
So the last question is, how did you feel now you've got a Japanese citizenship?
I feel very relieved, very secure. It's something I've thought about for a long time. So to finally complete the goal is very good. I feel better now about planning for the future. I know that when most people look at me, they will immediately assume that I'm a citizen of another country. But I know in my heart that I'm not a authorized guest. I'm a citizen.
Sure.
I belong here. So when I read the newspaper or watch the news, everything seems more connected. Last year, November, I voted in the U.S. Election. So I got my absentee ballot. And for the state of Florida, besides president or congressman, there was also state Supreme Court judge, local commissioner, and all kinds of things, offices that I have no connection with. And they have nothing to do with my life.
Wow.
So,
You're totally Japanese citizen.
well, so now I'm a citizen, all those things are connected to me. So that makes me feel very good. And again, very secure and relieved. So I'm very happy.
I'm glad to hear that comment because I supported you. The examination was went very smoothly, and now you have Japanese citizenship. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
It was my pleasure.
I think your story will help some people who wants to get a Japanese citizenship. I hope. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.